They come from very challenging backgrounds a lot of the times. A lot of times they leave school and they go straight to work. Some of them work 2 jobs. I've had students who work 3 jobs after school even. And sometimes school takes a back burner, right? It's sort of the second thing or the last thing on their mind. So then when things happen, when exciting things happen, like a gigantic check rolls through the door, their faces just lit up and they're really excited and they wanted to know what it was. And we had kids from the entire freshman class, the whole school coming by because they wanted to, take pictures with it because they'd never seen a check like that before. So even though we hadn't even got the equipment yet, they're already excited about science. Like, can we come back next year and do it? Can we come back next year? And they did. So as soon as we got the equipment in, I set it up. We ran a test run just last week, and we had like about 30 kids in here after school one day, and they all did the lab, and it was awesome.
The foundation is probably the single most beneficial opportunity for me and the students because I can't do a lot of things I'd like to do if I don't have the funding. And my curriculum it's a very good curriculum, but the foundation allows me to increase the rigor, to improve on the problem-solving skills and the critical thinking, and make that curriculum much, much deeper. It just makes life a whole lot easier for these kids when they have a hands-on experience.
What I love about the Education Foundation is the residual effects of it can be seen throughout our entire campus year after year after year. I think the Education Foundation's primary benefit to me as a principal and to other campuses is that they can level the playing field, that every school has the opportunity to get anything they need if they're creative and if they're willing to take a few steps to write a grant to get it. It empowers teachers to reach for whatever they want, whatever they need.
And with the Education Foundation, we were able to get 2 books for each student, giving them the opportunity to read more. And it was wonderful that they all got books, and they were like shocked that they got to take home these books and they weren't going to have to bring them back. And that's what the Education Foundation did for us. They allowed us to get books in those hands of those kids who probably didn't have any books in their home anyway.
Pretty excited, and I was really thankful that the Education Foundation could donate more books for us to read.
I like a lot about planets, our galaxy, and what scientists thinks.
It makes me feel like I never want to stop reading, or I want to read every day, and I want to be in that world.
Yes, I have one student, she's in 5th grade this year, her name is Haley, and I noticed right away that she just had a really good eye. She picked up on everything pretty fast. She said, I've never thought that I would be a photographer, and here I am at 10 years old considering herself a photographer. So that was really, really cool to see that light bulb go off. And who knows, maybe she wouldn't have known she could do that if I hadn't gotten that grant to open up this opportunity for her. And it was a really big deal, for me to see that, just that sparkle in her. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait to see what she does this year.
AVID can change a family for generations to come. Because once that first one goes and graduates, that becomes the expectation for their children and then for their grandchildren. It just has an impact on that family for years.
That's when we got the grant. I was so excited because I knew that meant what we could do for the kids this year that we don't always get to do, and so we're so excited. And that, I don't know if the kids understand how exciting that is for us, because they, it was just, oh, it's so great. We were so excited to get that funding to help us make an impact on these kids' lives, because that's all that matters to us. Yep.
Thank you, Education Foundation.
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 Thank you, Education Foundation.